Hi folks, it's Mark Merrill with Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media. We're going to be talking a lot about this lady right here, Laurel Libby. She's not only been under the microscope, but she's kind of been thrown under the bus more times than a rabid squirrel. And she's not one. She's a fantastic person. And she's fought tooth and nail, her family included, relatives I'm sure, and many friends, including yours truly, to try and stop abortions and transgender surgeries and all kinds of garbage that the Biden-Harris administration left in its wake before Donald Trump took office. Well, what we're talking about in today's episode, though, folks, is all about how the Democrats crack under pressure. Basically, they do. Because, folks, if it were not for acronyms and ideologies separate from the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the deflectocrats, or Dems, and leadership of theirs, if you can call it that these early days of 2025, would be lost at sea without an anchor in a storm of chaos that, guess who, they created. Trump hasn't had to hardly lift a few fingers, of course, to push executive orders and new laws into effect. So what gives, ladies and gentlemen? Well, the latest flack and verbal attack from blue states like Maine's Governor Mills and Attorney General Aaron Fry against Laurel Libby, of course, like you see here. Plus, we got some media headliner wannabes out there just to try and throw Trump's administration and try to derail DOGE budget cuts at the same time. Now, with Ms. Libby here, folks, we're going to delve right into it. And after the vote came down of 75 to 70 in the Maine legislature a few days ago, Ms. Libby was on Newsmax TV Tonight recently on the Finity program to talk about the legislature voting to censure her for a recent social media post pointing out that a transgender high school athlete won a girls' competition in pole vaulting. Greely High School, to be exact. We're not afraid to say it, folks. It's free speech. But Ms. Libby, because of the censure and being a state representative, according to the Democrat majority, is no longer allowed to speak on the State House floor or vote until she issues an apology. Yes, we could use all kinds of throwbacks at them, ladies and gentlemen, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take the high road and say they can stuff it. It's not going to happen. You can go on and still hate the truth, but ignorance of the truth doesn't make it go away, folks. No, it really doesn't. Now, the other one we have talking about Ms. Libby here, folks, came even a few days before that from Channel 8 TV, an ABC affiliate. Yeah, they're going to be fair. I don't think so. And what happened there is that her post received national attention, including from President Trump, who threatened to cut Maine's federal funding because the state allows transgender students in girls' sports. House lawmakers, as we already said, voted only by 5 votes to censure her. Sharing images of kids online without their consent is a clear violation of the bond of trust and respect between citizens and their legislators. Sure. There's a bond between citizens and their lawmakers. How many times has that gone to these folks? Double entendre. Can't help it. You know, the Supreme Court must be getting pretty damn frickin' tired of all this back and forth going on to say, oh, another one against Trump. Oh, another one against the Constitution. This is unconstitutional against gays. This is unconstitutional against transgenders. This is unconstitutional against gay couples who want a cake baked by a Christian. Remember that one? That's kind of like at the pinnacle of all where this holy mess started, folks. I don't know. I don't know where it stops. Do you? Let us know your thoughts, though, ladies and gentlemen, at fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Right here. fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Anytime. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Love to hear from you anytime. On any topic. So to continue, ladies and gentlemen, with this particular story from ABC News a few days ago, they call themselves Maine's Total Coverage. Well, they better be truthful and honest, and fact-finding, use common sense. But this was a quote from Ryan Fecto, the House Speaker, who probably led the charge to censure Ms. Libby. He added, after the initial incredible statement of sharing images of kids online without their consent destroys trust between citizens and their legislators, he said, to finish his statement, there is a time and place for policy debates. You guys don't like to debate, Mr. Fecto. You've never done that. Ever. You're full of it. There is no debate. You just go ahead and do that because when you hate somebody, especially Donald Trump at the highest level, and now you're going to pick on someone like Laurel Libby only because she's a Republican, but number two, she's also against abortions in this state, and she's for pro-life, speakupforlife.com. Yeah, I'm going to push it because she is one incredible woman to stand up to all this BS. And you've never respected anybody except in your own party. And even then, Mr. Fecto, you've thrown them under the bus and you just about crucified them. Then he goes on to make it even further of Ms. Libby's fault. As for his previous line, there's a time and place for policy debates, that time and place will never be a social post attacking a Maine student. Maine kids and all Maine people deserve better. She made a statement with a picture. She never had to say anything, Mr. Fecto. You're an idiot. You need to be censured, by the way, and maybe replaced just like your governor. That's right, I'm saying it. And right now, it's crisscrossing counties and cities and towns across Maine on my vehicle. Fairness in Reporting Media. Everybody can read it if they come and find me in traffic. Or find my car anywhere in a parking lot if near a grocery store or anywhere else for that matter. Title IX is law. That's it. That's all it says. And a picture of Mr. Trump and Miss Mills with the same caption. Title IX is law. Title IX is law. But the last straw right here, folks, when it comes to Miss Libby, is that according to the censure resolution, Mr. Fecto wrote, the House finds the conduct of Representative Laurel D. Libby to be reprehensible and in direct violation of our code of ethics. Yeah, sure. You have no ethics in your fingers, Mr. Fecto, let alone your friggin' brain. Minority Leader Billy Bob Fockingham of Winter Harbor called it a sham censure. Mr. Fockingham went on to say the majority party should get to work on the important issues facing Maine and stop bullying I'm giving it emphasis, folks. Stop bullying the minority party. It is not a good look. So that's all there is to that one, folks. But I'll tell you what. It's not a good look for the deflectocrats. No, 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 no. Because, as you shall see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really bad look right here. Remember this one, folks? We just had it on one of our previous podcasts. You should be familiar with this one. You see, folks, it shows plain and simple right here exactly how it represents the Democrat Party in the state of Maine. It does. We must honor the United States flag, the Maine flag, and that's it when it comes to our patriotism, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, etc. on down. No. Special rights groups all of a sudden get all kinds of billions of dollars of money to throw against the nice white house in Washington and the nice white, formerly white, house of the Blaine Mansion on State Street in Augusta and decorate it with this garbage. The gay transgender flag, which is also on State Street. Yeah, we're going to mention it as many times as possible to get them to understand that it's a piece of crap. It's asking for special rights. There's no special rights under the Bill of Rights through the first 10. Go away. Take it down, Janet, because you're going down pretty soon. Pretty doggone quick. Now, as we continue here, folks, on Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media, I'm your host, Mark Merrill. We're going to look into a few things here from Sam Sorbo's book again. You may recall the Words for Warriors, as we bring it back up here so you can see it. Where her title, you can see the rest of it I'm sure by now. Words for Warriors Fight Back Against Crazy Socialists and the Toxic Liberal Left. Well, we're going to take a few there, just a couple of minutes there, folks, and then we can wrap up this edition here of Firm, Fairness in Reporting Media. What are those? Well, we'll give you a few just for the sake of knowledge and education too, for that matter. So, as far as our episode today, which is titled Democrats Crack Under Pressure, thought I heard a strange noise coming from somewhere. Let's do a couple here, folks, okay? I liked aberration when I came across that one. It's an oddity, a deviation from the expected or normal course. Yeah, that pretty much says it all of what we've been through the last 4 years, folks. Maybe longer, back into the Obama administration. Yike. How about another one, folks? An autocracy. Yeah, the deflectocrats and the mainstream nasty media like to bring this one up every now and then. A system of government where one person retains all power. Fascism, communism, theocracies, and military dictatorships can all be autocratic. It doesn't take a genius to deduce that this is a bad idea. Absolute power in the hands of one person or a handful of persons leads to tyranny. Wow, that sounds just like Biden, Harris, Obama. Yeah. Good thing they're out of office is all I can say. Autonomy. I know we're sticking in one particular area of the alphabet, but a community or person practicing successful self-governance. Politically, we desire our state and local governments to have autonomy so as to appropriately address indigenous or local issues. Personally, we desire autonomy in making decisions that affect our bodies, families, careers, and relationships. But you see, equal rights was been thrown under the bus a long time ago. Long time ago. Now here's one that appropriately fits Biden, and I think even Zelensky and Putin and the turban heads of Iran? Possibly. I think we should call them bigots, folks. A person, of course defined as one, a noun, a person who unfairly or with ill intent judges another or others by some superficial quality such as the color of their skin or their accent. Of course, bigot, she says in her definition, Ms. Sorbo, bigot has been mangled, distorted, and co-opted by those who abhor dissent, unless it's them dissenting, and used as a weapon to shut down legitimate debate on an issue. And a couple of more here, folks. Cohorts. A term used for the newly created group of kids that were allowed to return to schools, mostly private under the new design hybrid models put forth by the geniuses on school boards of directors. The hybrid models differ from school to school depending largely on the intelligence and preference of said geniuses. Some cohorts attended in person 2 days a week or 1 week in person and 2 weeks virtual. Huh? How are you going to get anything done? Democracy. Let's end with that one, folks. Mob rule is the first thing that comes under the definition Sam Sorbo gives us. Democracy has become a catch-all to describe a system of free elections, representative government, and the right to say and do whatever, whenever, and wherever one wants to. We often hear, in a democratic society, I have the right to blank, blank, blank. The term is useful when contrasting a government of elected representatives to tyrannical dictatorships. Gee, I think we just had one and we avoided one, or avoided more years of it, like North Korea or Iran. Sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? It should. Well, folks, that's our program. And we want to thank you very much for joining us here on FIRM, Fairness in Reporting Media. I am Mark Merrill. And certainly keep our program handy, because we always are about the information always behind me here. Truth, facts, reality, and common sense. And the flag is always flying. We must also protect and have our faith in the Supreme Court when it comes to very, very difficult situations and laws that must be protected once and always. Meantime, folks, check us out on our podcasts at rumble.com/fairnessmedia1. And email us at fairnessandreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessandreportingmedia@gmail.com. Stay safe, everyone. Peace to all.